Y'all ever wanted to make wine at home? I think I'm gonna do this little series. First, starting you with a kit wine. So I'm gonna show you how to make a kit wine and everything you need to do that at home. And then also, it's about grape picking season here in North Carolina. So I'll show you how to do some all fruit wine as well. So stay tuned. So first thing you'll do is get you a good wine kit. I'm out here at Advantage Beer and Wine in Hickory. The kit I got was this Wine Expert. It's a reserve. You don't have to get one quite this good. This one's a little pricey if you've not done it before, because this one comes with grape skins and everything. But get you a decent wine kit, get you a bucket to ferment it in, and an airlock, and then I'll show you how to get started. All right, so you got you a wine kit, and now you're home with it, and this is the one I've got. So I thought I'd show you kind of what's in this one. Remember, they're not all the same, but they're pretty close. So the first thing you'll do is you'll open the box, and you'll find some directions, and you'll follow these to a T. Also, when you open the box, there'll be a little bag in here, and in that bag you'll find some things like some clarifiers, the chitosan, the kelsol. That's all stuff that you'll use later, so you can put that aside. You'll find your yeast. This is EC1118 from Lavalin. That's a pretty common fermenter's yeast. You'll find some bentonite. That's another clarifier that goes in early. And again, you'll see where that goes. And then you got some sulfite for that you use to put in to keep fermentation from continuing later. And so that's what those are. Also in your kit, you might find, so this one's got some French oak in a couple different forms that we'll use later. Also, this kit has a little muslin bag because this kit has grape skins in it. Not all kits have grape skins. This one's got some labels, right? So this is a Cabernet Sauvignon, so it's got some labels for bottles in there. Then it's got, this is the grape skins themselves. And then, I won't pull it out because it's heavy, but it's also got the grape juice in here as well. I know you can see the top of that. So that's what all should be in your box. But again, the most important thing are the directions. And when you make enough of these, you'll see that the directions tend to be very similar. Again, this one is a little different because it does come with the grape skins. Right? The first thing you definitely want to do, though, before you get started on anything winemaking, is you want to sanitize anything that's going to touch your wine. The sanitizer I use is called Starsan. It's a no-rinse sanitizer. You can mix it up and spray it on things for like a minute or so, and it's pretty good at what it does. I keep some in a spray bottle, and so what I'll do, like this bucket that I'm going to use, I'll just spray the inside of the bucket, let that hang out for a little bit. I'll spray the lid. That's not from the Starsan, by the way. And I'll also spray, I don't have to, but I'll spray the airlock as well. Right, and then just let those hang out. Anything that's going to touch, like I'm going to use a little ladle, so that's going to touch it, so I'm going to spray that too. And I'll just go ahead and take it and toss that in the bucket to let all of that sanitize. Because again, I don't want to introduce any foreign organisms into the wine. The only organism I want in the wine is the yeast. Other than that, if you get wild yeast in there or bacteria in there, that can all affect your wine, and you don't want to do that. So, open your box, look through everything, read your directions. I would read them all the way through first so that you have an idea of what's going on. Sanitize everything, and then you're ready to get started. All right, so the first thing it has you do is put some warm water in the bucket. And then you're going to open this bentonite pack. And usually I'll just get it to start stirring first, the water, and then just slowly kind of add this bentonite. One of the reasons you want to stir is because bentonite is kind of like a clay. And if you just pour it straight in without stirring, it's all going to kind of clump up on you, and you kind of don't want that. And I would stir in different directions. If you just keep stirring in a circle, it all just kind of piles up in the middle. And you don't want that either. And again, the bentonite helps for clarification of the wine later. What's not going to happen in here is, so this bentonite isn't all going to dissolve. So don't try to stir it until it's dissolved. You just want to, you're just kind of hydrating it really. So just keep stirring it for a bit. And you want to pay attention to the sides. Sometimes some of it gets stuck to the sides. But that's probably good enough. Then, and again, I'm just following right along with the directions. Then you're going to pour the juice into your bucket. Right. Now, most kits, if you can see this, so most kits, the box will come with a little notch where you can put the top or the cap, pull the cap off, and put it through the little hole so that it makes it easier for you to pour. For me, I mean, I find that it's probably just as easy to pour straight out of the bag, but and that's all you're doing. Just add the juice. And it smells so good. You're going to want to drink some for sure. There you go. And then, if you don't have the bag already out, at this point I would take it out. And rinse it. Because what you'll see is there's still some stuff in there. And you want that. All right, even after this, I'll take this over to my sink and add some more water. Shake this around a little bit and add it in there too. And I'll give that just a little stir. And now all I'm going to do is top this up with water to the 6-gallon mark. Most of these buckets like this, so this one's marked to 5 gallons here. Most of these buckets like this, the 6-gallon mark is kind of to the top of this rim. All right, so I'll just keep adding water till I get to the top of this rim and then give this another stir. Now again, since this one's got grape skins, I had to prepare them a little bit by just getting them in this bag. And then I'll just add them to the juice along with its juice, and I'll give that a good stir. They tell you to stir vigorously, but honestly with the liquid so high up, you can't really stir that vigorously. next thing you're going to do is take the specific gravity. There's a couple ways you can look at specific gravity. One is you can use a hydrometer like this one, or what I use is more something like this, right? So this is kind of a speck, and you'll put some juice on here and then read from inside, and it'll tell you what your specific gravity or your Brix is. And the way you use this is you'll just take a little bit of juice and drip it on, and then close it up here. And then look inside and take your reading. And mine is about 1.075. And that's pretty much spot on. It says it's supposed to be 1.08, and that's pretty dadgum close. As the contents in the bag of the juice dissolves a little bit more, then that'll go up. Thing it has you do is add some oak, and it depends on the kind of oak that's in the kit. This particular kind of oak you add now. If you've got oak cubes, you'll wait till later. And again, this is all kind of depends on what kit you have as to when you add the different types of oak. So again, just follow your directions. And give that a stir. And those chips aren't going to sink too much until they get really hydrated, so don't worry too much about that. And then the next thing you're going to do is what they call pitching your yeast. And all that is take your yeast pack and just sprinkle the dry yeast on top. You don't need to rehydrate these first. Most kits don't make you hydrate your yeast first, and they work quite well. And you don't have to stir that up either. So then now all that's left to do is put the lid on. And you want to make sure your lid's on tight. And then you're going to put on your airlock. Right, so there's that with the cap. And usually what I do is I'll just put a little bit of my sanitizer in, about half full. And that'll be enough. And one way you can tell if your lid is on correctly is I'll just push it, and if you can see the liquid moving in here, then you know it's nice and airtight. So now what's going to happen is it's going to ferment. The CO2 will come out through the airlock, and nothing will be able to get inside. And so then we'll just let this ferment for a couple weeks, and then come back and go on to part 2.